Hello. Hello. Able to hear me? Hello.
And then software tools and developments against the problem statements. So I welcome you for our today's webinar, sir. Really thankful for your time for today's webinar. So kindly proceed from your side. You can start the session from your side, sir. Kindly initiate, please. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
First of all, I would like to thank CIT, as an Institute of Management, and Honorable Principal, sir, and additionally Praklash, so who's helping to me and giving this opportunity to proceed further. Thanks to everyone. Thanks for joining. To hear my experience as well as whatever I know. No, I will provide the overall view about this topic about the mobile app business interface and game changer. Okay, so before getting to the topic, let me introduce myself. I'm P. Babu. Overall, I'm having 19 years of experience in the IT industry. Started as a developer and slowly moved to the different position like a project leader, project manager, and a delivery manager. Predominantly, I worked in tier 1 companies, TCS and Cognizant and Accenture. I worked at on-site in the sense UK and Germany. Close to 7 years. I worked with the different customers like British Telecom and British Airways and Citibank and RBS is a Royal Bank of Scotland also. Last week, we had a discussion with Prakash, and we have to come up with a lot of points. So what exactly we are going to discuss about this topic and all. Just I wanted to go through many students and many audiences. Based on the audiences, we have to come up with various topics. So finally, we have come up with this topic like, mobile app business interface. I hope you are aware of that, right? So mobile application. So obviously the current world, so how mobile app interact with the business, how it leverage and different system, how to reach the customers. Okay. For Q&A, I have to arrange this deck, right? Different topics. Okay. So you have any doubt, just stop me so that then and there we have discussed and I will clarify your points. Okay. Let's start. I'm just assuming. Hope I'm audible.
Yes, it's audible and the slides are visible, sir. It's
right.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. Okay. Yes. See, basically, once after I had a good experience with the IT industry, so we thought of starting a startup. My startup company name is Yali Technologies. We started 6 months back. Currently, we have multiple clients. Predominantly in the mobile and web area. We closely working with the different customers and different industries. Overall, just I wanted to discuss with my experience and whatever I had interacted with the customers and the problem statement also. Thank you. I'm just moving the slide. Okay. Yes. Here I wanted to split the few areas, right? Just for the overall context, so that now you will get a holistic view about this session. The first one is the identify the business space and key domains, why mobile apps and the customer experience at mobile app and types of mobile application and a global mobile application market and segments and future of digital transformation and Yali's mobile CRM and Q&A. Just I listed down all the topics so that you will get a overall view. So what I'm going to cover. If you have any doubt, okay, or any clarification, you just ask me or ping me. Okay. I hope no, it is visible, right, sir?
It's visible, sir. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, see, from the bird's viewpoint, right? So, as a entrepreneur or as a solution maker, I have to see where exactly I have to fit, right? So what is my key audiences? So, what is my customers? Okay, who is my customers? That is the key thing. So basically, in the business space, now you have to divide the different categories like B2C and B2B and B2B and B2C. Right? Business to customers and business to business and business to business and as well as the customers. So I'm giving companies like Amazon, Flipkart, AWS, and Microsoft and Google. So why I'm splitting, right? Probably you came to know about all these companies, what exactly they provided the services. Okay, so obviously right, Amazon. So I hope everyone will have an Amazon app. No, you definitely you had a better experience, in terms of a user experience. So how the app it goes and how the user reactions, how it interfaces with the products, how it interacts with other services and that. Definitely you have a good experience. That is directly with the customers. That's what it comes under the category of B2C. And B2B, yes, AWS is one of the cloud provider. You can say Azure also. So whatever the infrastructure related services, that is a B2B. And Udon is kind of it's kind of IndiaMart. They are connecting with the entrepreneurs as well as the sellers and buyers also. That is kind of the one of the key app. And B2B, I can say Microsoft and Google. See, as a Google, right? So everyone having a Gmail application. So obviously we are a customer, right? That is a B2C. In Google also, they are providing the different services to the business segment. So obviously they will come under this category. So as an entrepreneur, or maybe you are a student, or you are maybe like a final year students, or you are vigorously searching the job, or otherwise you are planning to start a company, right? So the very first step, so who's my audience? So you have to fit in this space. So am I going to focus on the B2C or B2B, or otherwise I'm going to with both the companies as well as the end customers also. So this is the very high level, the very first point you have to decide here, right? You have any questions?
The questions will be at last, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay. See, from the IT background, see, if you see, right, so based on this slide, exactly, yeah, where you fit in. So exactly from the technical point of view, I can say this is the different categories like web, mobile, backend, data science, security, risk and compliance, and infrastructure and operation. See, we have to see what kind of services are you going to provide. Okay, or otherwise you are a job seeker. You have to see where exactly your core skill set fit into the category. I mean, you are planning to web development or mobile or backend, data science. It's all niche areas. Okay, so then again, I will go one by one. Okay, here we wanted to discuss about the mobile app. So that is the second category which I highlighted here. So we go to the next thing, right? So why mobile apps? So in everyone definitely everyone knows about the users key benefits of the application here. So from as a personal front, I have a lot of apps, whether it is a health app, health and fitness app, or otherwise Amazon related retail application, whatever it may be. But from the business perspectives, if you see, right, so mobile application acted as an interface which aimed to providing the customers with a seamless experience. Right? If you have any application, like even the Flipkart also, you Amazon and Ola, okay. So how do you feel that experience, from the user's points? So definitely compare than other application. These applications very good because it's technically very defined and built. And again, the third point I can say, as of now, like current world, right? So each and every organization, they need an app, and that's how they have to develop their marketing strategy, and that is for the experiment, and it is channel to build a brand. Okay, right? Even for an example, in your area, you have a many gyms and all that. Okay, so right, how they are grooming their business. So obviously, right, so all signboards and everything, advertisement, there is one kind of a marketing strategy. But the recent lines, so what is the strategy? So definitely based on the industry demands, the marketing strategies totally changed through the digital marketing. Okay, how they have to enable the next level their business. So that's how. So here the mobile app is taking the brand to the next level. Okay, that is the thing. And again, the business processes. See, business processes in this is just, I wanted to give a small example. Okay, I met one of the wholesale dealer. Okay, so what he said, right? He said, so whenever no, I got a material from the companies, so I have to distribute my products to all the small distributors. Okay, so that is the objective of his business. The thing is, what his problem is a problem statement, right? He said, sir, actually, I have a lot of materials, on the daily basis. It is very difficult to track. Okay, like I'm sending Chennai, Bangalore, or Mumbai, and all the things. So every time I have to open my system, I have to generate the invoice, then I have to send the things. It is very difficult, task for me, because the daily basis, like sometimes 7 or 8 times they have to open and they have to. So being the busy person, it is very difficult. So what is the solution from your end? So from the IT perspective. So from the IT perspective, we have sit with the customer. We have identified the pain points, and we provide a kind of a small invoice application. Okay, so definitely that is resolved his pain point. So that's what I can say. So as a solution, right, we have provided some 2 or very small mobile and having a 2 or 3 screens. Okay, so that whenever, even during the driving itself, he can be able to issue the invoice statement. It is already linked with all the online, like it is linked with the Gmail, it is linked with the WhatsApp. Obviously he easily connected with the to the customer through the WhatsApp, so that customer are also happy, and customer also thought that they are even the business process also keep on improving. So right. So here obviously his service also is very good, and he is branding. So because currently he is planning or to come up with the different ideas, okay, about the apps and everything, how to groom his brand. That's how. This is just I wanted to put my thought here. Okay, and again I can say it is one kind of a revenue management, because each and every company having different revenues. Okay, through the upgrading the mobile apps, obviously they are getting the lot of customers. It is easy interactions, okay, to generate the revenue as well as to boost the traffic also. Okay, how I hope now you are clear whatever I had a discussion. Anyhow, whatever you have a clarification or question, so we will discuss on the last slides. Okay, I'm sure you can able to see the screen. Okay, probably it's a very little bit. Here, just I wanted to give an experience, my personal experience also, because last I think 3 to 4 months back, I had a discussion one of with the bank, senior manager. Okay, the problem is their mobile bank, and as well as the internet banking also. If you see the left hand side, right, this is a TSB, one of the banking big bank in the UK. Okay, if you see that TSB, they are announcing their mobile app is going to getting down. Okay, so this is see the customer responses here. Just I'm giving 5 seconds. You just read it. Okay, like wherever I marked in the red line, you can see here, internet banking and TSB not working again. This is happening so too often, and surely it would be a reasonable idea to post message. And the second one, still cannot get into my account, and Chris, my internet and mobile getting down. Then finally one person say, thinking about moving home. No, I'm going to moving a bank. See why I'm giving this example is, this is the customer dissatisfaction. So right. So whenever, for an example, currently probably you are having application, ICAE application. Okay, if any internet as well as a web application, if the mobile application is down for the 3 or 4 hours, what happens? So definitely it's totally it is devastated the customer experience here. So that's what I'm here. This is actually a real-time example. Is a customer feedback. So based on that, we have come up with a lot of strategies. So how we are going to convince the customer, because nowadays it is not about convince the customer. You have to give a customer delight, okay, customer, to enrich the customer experience. Okay, here types of mobile application, because in the whole session I'm not going into the very technical detail, okay, no, because I'm here covering about the applications, the very high level application in the business front, okay. So I'm not going with mobile framework or what is the technology and everything. Probably we will take the next session. Okay, the type of mobile application. So generally, based on all experience, based on inducted with many customers, generally they are saying application means just a mobile app. That's all. But if you say technical point, there's a three type of application. One is the native application, the based application, and the hybrid applications. Exactly, native application in the sense. So Facebook and the LinkedIn, in all it aligned with a native application. So it is designed to run on a particular platform, okay. It is an iOS and Windows, or is an Android. So this is the major three platforms, as you know that. Second is a web-based application. It is web-based in the sense the app, which is probably, it will work on the website and as well as the mobile also. So obviously all the front end, it has written in the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And hybrid application, it is a combination of both native and hybrid, okay. So example of the application, I can say Twitter and Instagram. See, if you say from the user perspective, which is best one, okay, again I'm saying this is depends upon the customer priority. Customer say don't bother about the money, so no, only to enrich the customer experience and the user experience also. So if you go, no, I have choose this one, the native application. So native application, obviously, they build by using the Android app, Android related tools, and iOS in Swift, and this is all Android related application. That is the one thing. And if you go to the web application, obviously there is a lot of web application front end CSS and JavaScript we have to develop, but it is a less expensive from the business perspective, okay. But if you in the case it will not give a higher experience, user experience, compared than the native application. We go with a hybrid application. So obviously it's both with native as well as this one, a hybrid like web-based application. It gives a good experience also. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Okay, here I wanted to give a business overview. What is the status? So where are we, or where are the world looks the mobile market? Where exactly? See, if you see right in the slide, the global mobile application market is expected to reach for nearly 400 billion by 2016. Okay, think about is opportunities. Okay, see, as probably you are a very techie person, okay, I'm not sure about the 21 audiences, I think, or otherwise you are a startup, or otherwise you are a job seeker. So better utilize this opportunity, okay. So please learn mobile app in terms of technology, Swift, or otherwise Android related application, either Java. Right, the recently Google supported Kotlin. The Kotlin it's going to be a big hit. Obviously, in the current market, there is no major breakthrough, because even we are trying to get a Kotlin resources, it is very difficult to get. Okay, so you can leverage in terms of technical perspective. Okay, apart from that, if you are any business entrepreneur, definitely you will consider mobile application market is viable and is a good market and potential to get many customers from the various industries. Okay, it is a second two category I have see, by marketplace, by market category. If you see right, by marketplace, everyone knows Apple iOS, Google Play Store, and Windows, like Microsoft related. Yeah, by market category, please look out. Okay, gaming, music and entertainment, health and fitness, travel and hospitality, retail and e-commerce, and education. Okay, so this is the level of the priority. This is the level of interactions with the industries in terms of the mobile application leverage. So if you see, right, so you will fit it any area. So probably you can create music related apps, or health and fitness, even the travel and hospitality, in retail, because from the India market, I can see it is a lot of potential opportunity in the travel and hospitality. Okay, if you see, right, Ola, okay, in Ola, so how they engaging the business the next level. Okay, even they don't have any vehicle, they don't have any cars, but using the app, how they leverage the business the next level. So think about it. Okay, and as well as the retail and commerce, right, so currently Zomato and many players, food players will be there. So there's the retail is a good opportunity from the Indian perspective. I'm saying that. Obviously, education, the most of the education universities, they have a website. From as per my knowledge, I interacted with many educational institutions. So they wanted to launch many apps, in terms of each and every department. Okay, so they wanted to move into the next level here. I hope, I think, hearing. If you have any questions, please we'll ask later. Suppose if you want any question, just put in a chat window also. No issues. We will discuss. Okay. See, think about future of the digital transformation. So whatever the mobile app and everything. Okay. So this is the very important slide about the digital transformation. Currently, all the IT companies or all the major industries like airlines, retails, and banking and insurance, all very difficult to sustain the legacy systems. So they wanted to promote, or they wanted to move the next level of IT system. That's called the digital transformation. Digital transformation, nothing but to upgrade their system, in terms of web, in terms of mobile. See, finally, to enrich the customer experience as well as to attain the solution. That's how the logic. If you see, just I'm putting all the points in the center point, that is enhancing the customer experience. Right, how social media influences our life, our normal life, as well as the business also, in Facebook, blogs, and Twitter, and like Instagram and everything, you can say. So touch points, conversation for the user interface, like right, chatbot, and virtual reality and artificial intelligence. So this is the good opportunity to leverage further. Okay, that's what I'm saying. From the student perspective and as well as the businessman perspective also, think about a lot of opportunities. You have to get you yourself. That's what I'm seeing here. This is the touch points, one of the opportunity, okay, for how the things. Then again, the second ones, you have to modify and simplify the end-to-end business process. As I said, the yearly example, right? A lot of small entrepreneur is very difficult to simplify their business process. That you have to get into, they have to discuss, you will come up with the ideas. Okay, that you will get a lot of opportunity, you can tap that market, right? Okay, and again, say data-driven analytics, right, data, yeah, data is the new oil, that's what you heard everywhere. Okay, from the users data, how the companies will take the decisions and analysis, and based on the data, how will take in a very proactive manner to come up with all the business level decisions also, other things. Okay, because, and finally, here I wanted to say is the interaction with generation Z, like now 2K kids. Okay, obviously, so they are the future market, so they are the future entrepreneurs, future graduates, whatever it may be. Okay, but definitely that is a younger generation. We have to attain, we have to give the business, and we have to grow also. So they will give us support definitely, and from the digital point of view. Okay, right. This is actually what exactly we are doing from the Yali perspective. Now we are doing a web application, web development, and mobile development, as well as the CRM, and additionally, from the consulting perspective, we are providing the digital strategy also for the particular company, how the digital strategy is going to be formed, and all the related IT related services we provide. See, if you see this diagram, okay, for an example, you having a small company, for an example, okay, your interaction with the customer through what medium? Generally phone, okay, or otherwise Excel sheet, okay, generally or just notebook and everything, okay. But how we are going to give a solution from the IT perspective? That's what I'm trying to see here, because the basic fundamental pain point of all the business, right, to get the customers, to generate the revenue. So that's what we are trying to highlight here as part of the digital transformation, so that the organization will improve the top line in the sense to generate the more revenue through attracting the different customers. Okay, so yes, I think I'm done.
Sir, I think there are a lot of questions
Sure.
for you. Okay. I will start with Kirti Vasan. So, what does product managers do? Can you give real-time examples?
Okay. See, product manager. Okay, for an example, consider Facebook. Okay, this is the one product. Okay, from the person. See, product manager. There is a two types of a product manager. One is inbound product manager. Another one is outbound product manager. Okay, consider this one. I'm going to talking about the inbound product manager. Okay, for an example, I'm inside of I'm working on behalf of Facebook. Okay, already Facebook is there. So Facebook wanted to introduce a new feature. Okay, as a inbound product manager, I have to sit with my engineering team. Okay, I have prepared the product backlog. Backlog, it is nothing but the requirements. Okay, requirement the sense what. So what is the new feature is going to be added? So I listed down 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I have a product vision. I have a product map, so that after a few months, where what I'm going to see in the Facebook. Okay, as a product manager, I have to challenge. Okay, so that inbound product manager sit with the engineering team. Engineering team is nothing but a development team. Okay, they have a developers and testers and the solution architects are there. Okay, so that as a product manager, I have a vision. I have a clear requirements, like product requirements, so that I sit with the developers. I have to discuss, and the development manager, they have internally they have a discussion they will come up with, so that product manager finally he met the expectations, whatever he vision, and developer will work and tester also involved in this team. So finally they will added the new features. It's called the new product. This is called the inbound product manager. Okay, and another is the outbound product manager, in the sense I'm working for one company, some company A. Okay, I have a product knowledge, but I'm not very sure about what products I'm going to build, because market in the different the customer expect the different product. Okay, so basically I have to interact with the customers. I got the requirements from the customer, I listed down, I prioritize, then I given to the development team. Okay, so I'm not working for within the company. Okay, I'm working for the other customers. Okay, that is the outbound product manager. You understand? But fundamentally, product manager have a vision. So what is my vision? Okay, and well, what is the backlog? Backlog, I'm sure probably you heard about the word backlog, in the sense in the form of requirements. Okay, the requirements probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have to say, for first 10 requirements, probably we will deliver within 2 weeks. Engineering team, they will confirm. Okay, then after second weeks or third week, what they are going to. So each and every product manager must have a vision, and they have a clear roadmap. Hope you are clear, or if you have another doubt, please ask me.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Questions from Surender. How do you teach Gen Z any new types of marketing?
How to, sorry?
How do you teach
Generation Z?
Gen of marketing. Gen Z.
Yes, yes. Here, definitely.
And he's having another question: how predictive analysis help companies to make a good customer experience?
Yes. See, predictive analytics. So obviously, there is a different category. Just I'm going with the second question first, then I will come back to the first one. So predictive analytics.
Yeah.
So obviously, that is you have a various segment is there. Okay, predictive analytics in the sense age. Okay, what is based on my product selection? Probably a company they will come to know that my age. Okay, and gender. Okay, what kind of salary I got, even that is also okay, and about my taste, okay, and about my thought also. So that's what I said, right? So data is a new iron. Okay, it is definitely they have to collect the data, each and every perspective. So in the market, it is a different data analytics tool is there. Okay, different analytic tools will be there. Yeah, probably I will give another session for that in the market tools. So based on the different scenarios, we will generate, and then they provide the report. So obviously that is the trend, the current trend. Even it is not a current trend, already they started. Okay, that's how Amazon and Google and everything play with the data. I mean, data security is a different. Okay, so that is I will discuss later. And generally the generation jet you said, right? So obviously right, that is definitely, that is a you can say a generation gap or taste difference between those who are born at 1980 or 2000. Definitely the whatever their experience, how they interacted with kind of different digital systems, even Facebook, Instagram, in so many apps in the social media. Okay, so from the business perspective, all the business person think how generate the data and how I leverage my business from using the data. Okay, that's how. I hope I answered your question.
Yeah. Question from Dr. Arumugam.
Yes.
So, how to improve the security mechanism?
Okay. Security mechanism. See, again, I wanted to say here, what kind of data security mechanism here? Okay, depends upon the industry. Okay, definitely they have a risk and compliance areas is there. In banking, definitely they have a different compliance. For an example, in Europe, they have a GDPR. Okay, and India, I mean, in US, they are using a FATCA. It is the different terminology is there. Okay, but depends upon the security of the data. I mean, depends upon the user's data. Okay, there's a different mechanism is there. You can say in the Amazon they have a different regulation. Even the like Azure, kind of a Microsoft, they have a different regulation will be there. So if you wanted to come up with the scenarios, that then we will discuss.
Fine. So what skills should the students possess to start a company in app development?
Yes, one is in the Android market and the Swift is the iOS. Okay, there is the two major vendor. Okay, iOS, I mean, definitely Androids have a lot of opportunity. Currently, obviously, people, most of the people they know about Java, and if you say React.js and another the recently it is the Kotlin. Okay, because I think 2019, I believe, I think Google supported Kotlin as the official language to develop the Android application. Now it is slowly that Kotlin community is grooming themselves, and they have a lot of materials, there are a lot of online sessions. Okay, please learn Java and as well as a Kotlin also. Kotlin, you will get a good opportunity. It is not only in the app. Okay, it extends many opportunities. In terms of a technical perspective. So that is the one. In iOS, definitely they have a market. Now they are grooming. Okay, from the cost perspective, a little bit it's high, but definitely Swift market also is there. If you want, yeah, please definitely you can learn. But Android market is very big because right, not only the mobile, it's coming to the iOS, other interactive application, Apple Watches, like Android watches also is there. Okay, gadgets, different gadgets will be applicable.
Fine, sir. So, your views on the future of AR and VR, sir?
Yes, artificial intelligence. Definitely. How to...
No, sir. AR and VR. Yeah.
Is a virtual reality, right?
Yeah. Augmented reality and virtual reality, sir. They're asking. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Because I wanted to share my personal experience here. Okay, I met with one of the real estate big company. Okay, so initially, right, what customer expects from the real estate person. Okay, so they will give a normally they will have a map plan and everything will be there. Okay, they provide say this is the plot and this is the room, this is the ventilation and everything. They have a map, by using the virtual reality. Now the real estate, I'm saying that very top level players, okay, like Casa Grande and everyone, so they already enacted is a virtual reality. But as a user, I'll go, right, this is my first room, this is my second, this is my bedroom, okay, this is the bathroom, this is the balcony, and everything they given as a user experience. It is about, that's what I'm saying, it is all about the user experience. Definitely the virtual reality, that is a big game, but I personally felt it will take some time, okay, from the Indian scenario, okay, but that is I can say like internet of IoT and virtual reality. Definitely it another 5 years, that will be a big market is there. I hope I answer your question. And
Yeah, sir. Then how COVID is affecting the digital transformation and the companies related to IT?
Sir, no, to be honest, there is might be a small impact, but it is not a major impact, I can say. Definitely. For a major companies like, right, British Telecom, I heard about one of my friend. They given a big order, kind of, because obviously there is a necessity to move the next level. Okay, because currently everyone is working from home. That is the kind of new shift. Okay, so that's why companies keep on promoting their legacy systems to the new areas. Okay, new areas in the sense they wanted to decentralize the legacy system. They move to the different applications and to get in the newer experience. So you can say, I can say 10 to 50% only it is impact. But another perspective, it is not a major impact, I can say. So they are grooming, and definitely the digital transformation is a big change for the entire IT industry. From my personal experience, I say I had a discussion with a small company. He's a CTO. He told me that they have a business, but they could not be able to get a people adopt, because digital transformation is not only about to upgrade the system, it is about the culture, it is about the process, because it is a three major point: technology and the process, and as well as the culture also. Because if you know, right, the person who's aging between 35 to 40, probably they are denying to learn the experience and all this. Yeah, the digital transfer is the way of life, I can say.
Fine, sir. I think someone want to speak to raise a question.
Sure.
Few seconds. Just let me accept it.
Okay.
Once again.
I have to accept here.
I given an acceptance, sir, but I think they are not there. I think so. Okay, I think they have given earlier. No issue. So like, before concluding, so I have some few more questions from my side, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So now we can see that lot of students who are completing engineering, mostly from the background of computer science, IT, so which is mostly like system-based graduates. So they are looking and also running behind the MNC placement. So my question is, like if they start a startup into whatever, like into digital marketing and digital transformation towards the business in terms of app developments and software tools towards the problem statements, why don't those kind of things they are not looking for? So where is the lacuna? So what kind of lacuna, lacking support, what makes them to move into a not self-dependent, like paving way for only for employment? So this is my first question, and the continuation of that question. For example, if they want to earn for example, if they are placing in a company, maybe like around initially they will get around 30 or 50 or maybe 60, whatever, maybe in between 30 to 60.
Okay.
If they start a startup, so if they run like you or some other else example, so how much will be the difference? So only the money is the criteria, or some other things are there? This is my second question. And the third thing, continuation of this one. For example, if you're non-graduated, really they can go for they can start like this kind of venture and go for app developments and putting some people begin them. Is it possible or is it feasible? If what is the comparison? How long it will take for non-graduate to develop an app? How long for a graduated, system graduated, skilled graduates? So it's like between skilled and unskilled. So anyway, it's based on the client requirement, but we need a basic develop for basic things for developing it. Like it's like a basic app. So how long it will require? So it's a continuation of three questions.
Okay,
I
sir.
need an answer from your side.
Okay, sir. Oh, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
The very first question that, so as you said, why we are looking for a campus placement instead of like self-employment, I can say. That. Okay, here I wanted to say one thing, sir. It is about to influencing our culture. Okay, so definitely I can say, because people know who are studying a fourth year or maybe a third year. So definitely it is influenced from the parent side also. It is about, I can say, peer person. Okay, so because even I had a pressure when I was in a college. Okay, definitely my friends. Okay, obviously they got a pressure also. Pressure in the sense, okay, generally parents, right? So ideally they are what they are expecting. Once after you are graduated, probably they wanted to place Infosys, TCS, or Microsoft, even the Google also. Okay, so that the pride are obviously it is started. Okay, they wanted to show their son and or daughter to work for a company. That is a pride. Okay, that is the thing. Obviously it is not wrong actually to work in one company. Now, because I worked in a company, I learned a lot. So it's kind of a process, I can say. So definitely now I'm encouraging the people to join the company. Okay, but at what level? So how many years you are going to spend? That is the major question. Probably 3 years or 4 years. Okay, because you have to learn a lot of things in terms of process. Okay, process in the sense how you are going to talk with the customer, how you are to align with the systems, how you are learning the process and procedures. Okay, so these are the learnings definitely you learn from the company, because they have already have a very value driven system, and they have a set of process also. That is a thing. But obviously is again I'm coming to the question one only. So why the not encouraging in the sense, generally students, they, if you say, right, sir, I'm going to learn app, or what I have to learn, whether I'm going to Android or Swift, okay, or otherwise I'm going to Java or .NET. So this is kind of a questions only coming. See, that's what I'm here, the lack of vision, I can see. People should ask question. So what is the industrial problem? So what I'm going to solve, but what I'm going to solve the particular problem. That's how you have to ask a question from the reverse perspective. For an example, if you say, right, in any industry, probably you have a many problem statement. Okay, so students wanted to showcase first what is the problem statement, then you have to come up with a technology area. So that's what they're missing. The problem statement is a major breakthrough. So generally, if as a student, he should align with the multiple industries first. Probably I will definitely I can say, even engineering students also, he need to study with some kind of retail industry or otherwise a food industry. So they want to understand the problem statement is the pain point of the customer. Once he identified the pain point of the customer, then he would go to the technology, whether it is a Java or .NET, whatever it may be. Because the customer, he did not worry about the technology. Okay, he want problem solvers, solution makers. Okay, that is the differentiate, I can say. But definitely now lot of people coming and entrepreneurs is growing. Yeah, definitely I hope the percentage wise definitely it will improve, sir. That's what I'm seeing here. But one thing I'm saying, here's a vision is missing. particularly the parent side also definitely should support the students. That is the second major criteria. Okay, and from the investment perspective also I can say, so don't start as a major thing. At least to align with small companies, sit and work with small applications. Then the second point is a network is the major important, I can say. No, people definitely work with a different network, but I'm seeing is a business network. That is also a key thing I'm missing here. So that's the two things, sir. Again, the second question, right? I think, I mean, I answered your first question?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay, sir. The second question you asked about, sorry, I think, can you repeat, sir? Maybe I can.
The difference between the skilled and non-skilled graduates to develop an app.
Sir, that's, I think it's the third question, I believe. Okay, there is a graduate. Yeah. So actually, there is no major difference. You know, the company called Zoho. Okay, they are the product company. Okay, if you see, right, the lot of their employees, it is about the only +2. Okay, they are the only +2. Even I personally, I know that one of girl. Okay, he completed 10th standard. She can able to ready and prepare the app also, I can see, because it is nothing about education. Okay, no, it is about how you have to groom yourself, the basic fundas, basic concept about the technologies. Okay, like for an example, so in the technical point of what is OOPS concept. Okay, so why it is, no, what is it is working, what is the functions, so what is the loop statement. It is kind of a small the conceptualized, they need to be clear. See, if you work with particularly 6 months or 1 month, obviously you will get a good picture on the link. So it is as you said, right, it is about a skill issue. It is not about a degree related issue. Definitely that even I have to think, sir, about things, because still I'm a graduate, I'm a postgraduate, but still I believe like it is about a skill only. Okay, if you have a people, it is about the interest and as well as a skill. That is a two major category.
Fine, sir. Then other two questions are there, sir. So how does design thinking plays a major role in app designing, sir?
Sorry, sir, major role in app design.
Design thinking plays a major role in app designing, sir.
Yes,
design thinking plays a major role in.
Yes, sir, definitely. It is about how you have to visualize. Okay, definitely, if you it is about the enriching the user experience. Okay, we say design thinking is how the systems work, how the work process, how the particular work will move to the different stations. It's all about like, you know, it is about the imagination. Okay, I can say front end experience like UI and UX. Probably you heard about user interface and user experience. That is very much important in terms of the mobile app. Okay, anyhow, technology is one part, that is a Java or Kotlin and all everything. But if you have a good experience in the design related, that is it's a good opportunity.
Fine, sir. So the final question from the participant: why Hike failed?
Why
Hike failed? So he was asking for that apps Hike. HIKE, Hike.
Okay.
So why Hike failed? He was asking. So why the app has been failed like that? He was asking. I think it was there on earlier days.
Sir, see,
messenger.
Messenger. Yeah. Okay. Sir, actually, there is two perspectives, sir. One is the business perspective, and another thing a user perspective. Okay, if you wanted to move from layer 1 to layer 2 or layer 3, okay, so definitely that is market. We have to put lot of money. We have to pump the money into the market. Okay, so that's how it will grow, because that's what I'm saying. It is a B2C, okay, or B2B. How B2B in the sense, probably I have application. That application only, you know, will work within my company. Okay, or otherwise only company to company. Okay, there is no interaction with the public. Okay, so that's how. That is the price and market will be different. But if you say Facebook or any common public, right, that is the different. It is all about the marketing strategy, sir. That is a major thing. Okay, because you know, right, all about the data only. How based using of the data, how the business will grow, how leverage the existing business, Okay, how many users will be come into the particular link or particular application? These all matter. So I can say only is the user perspective, and second is the business perspective. That is the two key factors which decide the fate of any application.
Fine, sir. So I think we have completed all the questions, and passionately answered all kind of questions. So really, it's a nurturing session for everyone, for myself also. So I think we are at the conclusion stage. Recently, Ali Technologies was incubated with CITBF, and we have a plans to go for different type of projects with some startup companies. And already is Mr. Babu having a plans to utilize the students as an intern for the upcoming projects. So I think so we have to introduce in the open platform those who are interested and who want to explore their opportunities into IT, and then whatever maybe a system based ecosystem. So we are really welcome to the Early Technologies and also to the CITBF also. So I think really I thank for your time and answered for all the questioners, and also I think it's not a board session. Normally, if you go for any kind of app developments or any kind of sessions, mostly if you see in academic, they can talk about into coding wise, right? The background of how it's going to be work out, how we have to develop it. It's from developer end. It's not from the market end. So like back end only. So from we actually we know everything, but anyway, so what actually the market need, what actually the audience required to reach their app against the problem statements, like what kind of tools they're supposed to use for the requirements. So I think within an hour we have completed what actually need for the participant, whoever maybe a student or maybe a startup. So we will meet you in another session with a brief, and you can reach us at any time for an incubation center. If you want to explore anything related to apps or software tools and solutions, we're really welcome. So Mr. Bobby is there with us also. If you want to connect with Mr. Babu, you can connect him directly also. I think he started a the contact number is there. You can have a note it on it. So apart from that, so we really invite the innovations from everyone. Maybe it's into IT, or it's mechanical, or it's maybe easier. It doesn't matter. So we need all kind of streams which we need to work together to empower the startup ecosystem. So based on that, we are bringing really the new startups and also developed startups and developed enterprises to give expo for the everyone. So not only for one category. So we are open to all. So I think I thank once again Mr. Babu for today's session, and I thank for all the audiences. So we will meet you in another session. So kindly stay with us, and you can see our updates in our social media pages. So please reach your network these kind of webinars, and we don't have other options to have offline session. So we don't have conventional mode. So only the online mode. So to take productivity from any kind of session which we are connecting. So like surely if you are getting 1 or 2 productivity from this session, so we are happy from our side. So thank you, sir, and thank you, audience.
Thank you, sir.
We'll meet. Yeah,
thank you for giving the opportunity. Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Prakash.
yeah, thank you. Okay, sir. So we will conclude the session. We will meet you in another session. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.